Victor Wembanyama has had an MVP caliber season this year, and he might just simply be too tall for the rest of the league to handle. By now you might have heard about his no-look blocks, where he keeps his eyes off of the ball handler so they think it's safe to shoot, and then he springs up at the last minute for a demoralizing swat. And you might think these would be pretty rare, right? Like once in a blue moon type of thing, but he's doing this at a wild frequency. Right here we see an early screen spring Cade downhill, and this swipe from Wemby gets him to pick up his dribble. I can't believe how long his arm looks in this frame, and now Victor turns his head away, and Cade's like, perfect, just a little step through into my hook shot, but Wemby was loading up, waiting for it the whole time, and spikes it off the window. He had two other no-look blocks in this same game, which was a rough one for Detroit, as you can imagine, but anyways, turning his head away like this isn't just great for highlights. It actually helps him to see both the ball handler and his own man out of his peripheral vision and stay in good position on both guys. So these are just incredible, just a basketball nerd's dream. But it's not just the no-look blocks that are getting me all excited, because blocking the ball out of bounds without giving your team a chance to recover it doesn't accomplish that much. Yes, you stop the shot attempt, but now they just take it out of bounds and get another good look at it. This is where Wemby's really starting to amaze me. He does send a ton of shots into the stands, but when he can, he tries to control the ball to keep it in play. Watch his hand here. He gets it up so high that he's actually trying to catch this shot with one hand, and I think he palms it. You can see he wants to catch it with his right hand too now, but unfortunately just runs into the backboard and it bounces to a teammate anyways. All right, this one might be my favorite, where Coby White slips free from the action and Wemby's even a bit late getting there, but even on a touchy floater like this, he can still go up, again try to palm it, and this time guide it off the backboard back to himself. I don't know if any other player could even attempt this. So his block recovery rate itself isn't amazing, but it's tough when you get 3 of them a game, and I appreciate that he's not always trying to spike it out of bounds, but sometimes just goes up trying to touch it and pluck it out of the sky. He also gets this type of block somewhat regularly, where his teammate is guarding the shooter and Wemby has to jump over his own guy and still get to the ball. I love this one where Noah Clowney's getting to work and wants to try a little hook shot. Victor's just eagerly waiting for him to shoot it and goes to the top of the square to get it, but sadly Terrence Mann is there on the crash, so he gets the easy. No, he does not. No, he doesn't. After another shot attempt, the Spurs finally track it down, and naturally the 7'4" guy handles it like a point guard, and is he pulling up from there? Oh my lord, have mercy, the NBA is in trouble. So defensively, he's already one of the most impactful ever. What you just saw was him shutting off one side of the rim with the right hand and then pinning the block on the other side with the left, and you gotta feel for Caris LeVert there. But as insane as his defense is, his offense might be just as mind-blowing. And again, he's just too tall. The other night he went with this no-dip 3, just 100% contested, and what do you tell Oso here? Like, hey man, you gotta grow. Are you even trying to get taller? We need you at least 7'3", please. Of course, he can high point these lobs even over elite rim protectors like Chet, and even when you throw a pass a little too low, he'll just rip it away, throw it down, and keep hanging on the rim while his foot's on the ground. What in the world is this? He wants that pass a little higher though. There's been a lot of talk about how the Spurs have used him on offense over the years, and I really like what they've done with him this season. You can watch out for this play when you see Victor trailing in transition like this, or when you see him inbound the ball like on this one, where they use a shooter to set this flare screen, and the idea is to allow Victor to curl to the rim for layups, but I like using a good shooter here because Coby White wants to stay glued to the sniper and definitely does not want to switch on to Wemby. It's also important to have other shooters in each corner so that Josh Green doesn't know whether to stay or help. Now, occasionally you will see that corner defender sink down, and this is where I love Steph Castle as the passer, making a beautiful skip here. Now Harper can attack that closeout and finish it off. And this is a part of Wemby's game that probably needs more coverage, his roll gravity. He's such a massive threat to catch lobs or finish at the rim that you'll see teams way overreact or maybe properly react to his rolls. And this is especially tough on defenses when Victor slips the screen and just sprints to the rim without even making any contact, because he's behind the dropping big immediately, so Batum emergency switches and now his guy is wide open up top while 3 guys are on Wemby under the rim and he never even touched the ball. Here's another one of those slips where Victor draws a crowd of 3, and again, Castle's passing really shines on these. He's gotten really really good at this jumping skip to the corner, and Fox has all day here, even has time to check the feet. So his roll gravity opens up a bunch of these skip passes, but it also pairs nicely with mid-range specialists like De'Aaron Fox. I like this little twirl action here to get De'Aaron downhill, but again, notice Wemby not setting a screen and instead diving hard to the rim. That dive drags Draymond deeper into the paint, Fox has too much room, and he makes that shot in his sleep. Anyways, he makes this simple flare curl play look unstoppable at times, and making regular plays seem spectacular is a theme for him. This is just a pin down, but the idea from San Antonio is to involve the smallest defender in the action, so when Victor curls, Brunson's supposed to stop this, and that's not going to go well. And he scores on this extra easily when his defender chases over the screen and trails the play like this, but the alternative is going under the screen where he can either rise up and hit rhythm jumpers, or if you close out to the shot, he'll go pump fake jab step blow by. It just feels illegal that he can move like that, and then just Euro step along the baseline for a ridiculous finish. Now, I do wonder about these plays in the playoffs where defenses will have specific game plans for these actions. Like here, Stewart top locks him and basically just holds him and ends up stopping the play, but then this time we see the same top lock, but Champagnie flips the screen. Now Victor gets the post touch and he'll just fade away like he's Kobe, or maybe like he's somebody else. At least one Kobe fan just clicked off the video, but regardless of how teams scout Victor, some of what he does is simply unstoppable. Like the Rockets use a smaller defender to navigate this pin down play, and Okogie's there on the catch, but now can only look up in horror as the giant alien treats him like a cone. Or how about 7-foot Alperen Şengün trying to wrestle with him here, but Victor can just hip it up to himself like Alp's a toddler. And I love some of these transition sequences where his teammates have realized they can just throw the ball somewhere near the rim and expect it to end up in 2 points. Now, beyond the mind-blowing highlights, Victor's impact has been right up there with the league's best players. He ranks 5th in EPM and has the Spurs playing over 16 points better when he's on the floor versus off it. His defensive impact specifically is of course absurd, and what's just as absurd is that this is only his 3rd season, and regardless of what happens in the playoffs this year, Victor Wembanyama might not be anywhere near his peak yet. But that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know where Wemby ranks among players for you right now. I personally have him top 5 for sure. Please remember to hit that subscribe button if you want more content like this. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.